just as strong as Hercules, because it's wired in my circuitry. And if I'm just as strong as Hercules, you'll see I'm just as strong as Hercules. 1638, the came from Sweden. Ship-shaped settlers, late looking for Eden. The Delaware tribe wasn't really keen on leaving, so they bought him out and slaughtered him quick and got to breeding. 1659, they built a fortress, stationed soldiers, and gave them horses. But now the forces were losing their resources, moving in the liquid quickest, moving out the corpses. Started changing courses when we got the Quakers, and they've been running town since Cromwell met his maker. They didn't take a pay cut, Quakers got their cake up. The paper came triangulated, traded with Jamaica. Now in the 1700s they took care of biz, built the families through some noble marriages. Still in Wilmington, doing what their parents did, living up on 7th Street in mansions they inherited. 1800 and in stepped the DuPonts. Irene DuPont was fleet at the war in France. He made the jaunt cause apparently the murder rate was higher for the gentle people spitting on the third estate. He started working late, he had a grand design. When we cut a couple fingers off the hands of time, the DuPonts were running under Delaware like panty lines. They built a mill for small explosions on the brandy wine. But gunpowder is just as temperamental as the rich kids with CEO potential. It's essential to compete for our emergencies. Which brings me to a company called Hercules. I hope I'm just as strong as Hercules. I hope I'm just as strong as Hercules. But when it comes to stacking currencies, I'd like to be as strong as Hercules. Hercules gunpowder started kinda small. DuPont had it all, were sparkling wall to wall. They were balling in the fall of 1899 when T.C. DuPont crawled up the brandy wine. Now Thomas Coleman started as a coalman in the mines in Kentucky with his old man. Joined the whole fam and flipped the striptease. Went from fig leaves all the way to big cheese. Never got on his knees for the love it won him. From a couple brothers, Lewis and Russell Dunham. They were running shit with Coleman's muscle. Lewis wasn't clueless, but Russell's on his hustle. Now, brother Lou was Coleman's true blue man. TC would have an idea and Lou drew plans. DuPont has 70% of GDP when it came to gunpowder and TNT. They even bought Hercules. Scandalous, said the government, so they brought on antitrust litigation and they split the business up in 3 into Atlas and DuPont and Hercules. Now certainly they were busting heads, put in work at Hercules, then make Russell Prez. In 1912 up the road from Dover, my great-great-grandfather Russ took over. I know I'm just as strong as Hercules. I know I'm just as strong as Hercules. Oh, I know I'm just as strong as Hercules. Oh, I know I'm just as strong as Hercules. Because it's written in my histories. Hercules. I know I'm just as strong as Hercules. Hercules. Russell Dunham, we said Daddy D, or Sugar Daddy D to have the family, ran Hercules as an affable property, slap at the wrist for capitalist democracy. And so between TC and Papa D, a bit improperly they adopt a monopoly, and instead of dotting the I's and often crossing the T's, they take a walk in the trees and talk and pocket the cheese. And when Russell dropped to his knees, his heirs cashed out. In every generation after, the shares passed down. So where's that now? Split between 6 ladies, and my mother had the stocks till the 1980s. If Stonewall pays my phone calls, if San Juan fills my Scantron, if every molten shower out in Okinawa fueled by smoking powder pays my broken powers, send my folks the flowers. If it's irrelevant to my intelligence, give me a shotgun, I'm dropping these pink elephants. I'll take a tranquilizer shot and sell the sedatives. Out in Delaware, I'm well aware the fella lives. And what if Iwo Jima? All the skeletons in my closet are dead relatives. And if the fall of Saigon? And if I grow up to be another screw-up? And if the dead offensive? But if I blow up, it'll be because they blew up. My mother loves me more than Hercules. My parents work harder than Hercules. Hercules. But if I think of this as Hercules, Hercules, I know I'm stronger cause of Hercules. 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 Hercules.
Good morning. I'm here. Wake up. Wake up! Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Okay, dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there.
There was one?
There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
I'm starting off fresh and I feel good. I look good. I smells good. I am good.
And a TGIF. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the Ironworks right here on freeworld.fm. Also on the YouTubes. Morning, gentlemen. How you doing? Yeah, for sure.
Well, once I find the thing, then I'm good. But, you know, trying to wake up.
Yeah.
Pouring coffee in my head.
Good old thing.
Hi.
There he is. What's up, Zack?
Oh, damn Skype.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's just Skype works pretty well. Doesn't like me. Oh, how you guys doing?
Oh, not too bad, I guess.
Hey guys.
Craig.
Yo, what's up, Craig?
We top security of the world, Craig.
How you doing? How's everybody doing?
Not too bad, man. How you doing?
I'm kind of stuck on stupid this morning. I don't know. One of those days, you know? I woke up, I couldn't find my money. And then I found it, so I had a panic attack for about 10 minutes.
Was it in your pocket?
No, it was just in another part of my backpack. I must have moved it and I didn't really pay attention type thing. So, yeah. I found it. Just stupid shit. Yeah, so I called it in because I'm driving. I'm probably going to hop off. I just wanted to say hi to everybody.
Well, feel free to hang out. You don't got to hop off necessarily. Maybe just mute up. That way you can hear a little better. Maybe.
Yeah, I will.
No, I know.
Hey, forget what I was going to say.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Oh, spiders.
Yeah, it's real early.
The spiders, Paul.
Wait, what?
What's up with the spiders on Mars? You put spiders on Mars in Skype?
Did I? I drop it in the wrong spot? I must have. Oh, I did. Yeah, that was just some show prep. I really didn't read it. Usually I drop them and then read them here with y'all, so. The problem is I've seen this picture before and seen this story before, so I thought we would have, you know, instead of space lettuce, now we got space spiders.
Yeah. Space arachnophobia. Wait, that planet's amazing. You know, it went from dead to like they're finding life. Because it finds a way, I guess. Right?
Especially when it comes to space and dinosaurs. So here's the imagery that we're talking about here that was put up by the ESA, or the ESA, or the European Space Agency.
Yeah.
So yeah, even though it looks like spiders, they are actually small, dark, colored formation. Well, for fuck's sake, thank you for clearing that up.
Is it a picture from something else completely? I mean,
you know,
have you seen it before or something?
Yeah, I remember seeing the Spiders from Mars story before. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, wow. They just.
Let me go find the first iteration. Give me a few minutes.
All right, I'm gonna run in Wawa and get my little breakfast. I'll be back.
Wow.
Well, I didn't have to actually. The story just told us similar patterns were seen back in 2020. Well, then why the fuck is it a story now in 2024? If we've seen this already in 2020, I knew I had seen this. Thank you.
Damn. So now they're recycling shit.
Good thing they just started doing that.
Yeah. It's crazy. And no one else is savvy to that. But people like us. It amazes me. All right, anyway, let me go grab my breakfast. I'll meet up for a bit, okay?
Cool.
Do your thing, guys. Do your thing, guys.
Oh. Santa Cruz Mountain. Wow. I'm just going through some of the articles today. Are we going to do that on tonight's show? I don't think Walter was here when we talked about it. Or you might have been.
I don't think I was.
We're going to go through show prep. Like we did at the end of the year, and we only got to like March or April maybe.
Cool.
Going through all of them. So we're going to cut it in half. Since we just had our solstice and all that, we figure half a year we can go through the show prep and maybe get through March or April.
Yeah, that sounds good to me because, as you see, I drop in there, but we started kind of, skipping the lettuce.
Do you guys have you had any questions from your bank taking out money?
There was one.
Or asking you where your money's coming from? This lady says as she's making deposits, the bank keeps asking her where her money is coming from, as if it was any of their business at all.
I'll tell you where my money's coming from.
Blood, sweat, tears. What's up, brother?
There you go, guys.
What's up, Lucas?
Not much. Keep going, Zach. Sorry, I just wanted to interrupt. Found the opportune moment,
Yeah, I heard about this a couple months ago. I understand they have to report anything over $10,000 to the federal government. That's nothing new. But now it's like any amount of money, it seems. Both times this lady said her deposits were under $10,000. And she's wondering, why do I need to tell the bank where I got my money from? And my answer would be, you don't. Tell them to fuck off.
Fuck right off. That's true.
Tell them it came from them.
Yeah.
Where'd this money come from? You gave it to me. What do you mean, where'd it come from? You let me have it.
Yeah. The fucking Federal Reserve. That's where it come from.
Oh, I want the teller. The bank teller. She's the one. He's the one that gave it to me, not the bank. Him individually, personally, he pulled out his wallet and gave me this money. What do you mean, where did it come from? You just gave it to me. You didn't? Yes, you did. That's going to be my answer, unless you just want to strike the answer and the whole question completely. If you're going to ask me that question, that's going to be my answer. It came from you. What's your name?
Yeah, she said her and three other families were going. Her family and three others were going on vacation, and they needed a deposit for the Airbnb. So she had three other checks, all in the same amount from other people, and the bank freaked out. Why do you have three different checks that's all for the same amount? None of your fucking business. Yeah, she's like, so now I have to tell, I guess she made a video. I have to tell you where I'm getting my money from? No, this is my bank account, and I get my money however I want legally and put it in my bank account, she said. Are the banks asking these celebrities where they are getting their money from? I don't think so. Wow. 1.3 million views and 18,000 comments later, many viewers resonated with her frustration. Yeah, that's crazy. What's been going on, Lucas?
What are they doing? They prepping for the fucking digital currency or what?
That must be it.
Yes.
That's what the first thought that went through my head, Lucas.
Yeah.
Apparently, Post and Chat had the same thing, an anti-laundering questionnaire at their bank in Norway, asking if they were planning on getting it out more than $2,500 per year, and what would they be spending it on? Like, what the fuck?
2,500. That's not much, especially with inflation and stuff like that. It's fuck all.
And again, it's none of the bank's business. You would think with inflation and all that stuff, the amount should go up. Like, you used to have to know every $10,000, and now you're going to know less when money is worth less now? No. It should go
What
up.
are you guys running at? Like over 10% inflation now? Not that they put it at that. They put it at what, like just over 3?
Yeah, it's a joke, dude. Amount of food, the price of food is, geez, it's ridiculous here. How are you guys handling it over there?
I think everything's just incremental, you know, and so you sort of, in some ways, get used to it, but your bank account doesn't.
Yeah.
I just watched a video not too long ago about a guy who was getting his groceries from Walmart, and I think had the Walmart app and was just scrolling through and saw an order that he had placed 2 years ago. No, I think that's right. I think it was 2 years ago. So just for shits and giggles, he pressed the button to reorder. So it just takes that whole order that he made 2 years ago and places it again, and it was 4 times what he paid 2 years ago.
Jeez.
He said it was like just over $100 2 years ago because it was food for a month. It was just him by himself. He'd spent about $200. He placed his order, and it was like $100 for that order, and he placed it again, and it was over $400 for the same fucking order.
Yeah, well, they're increasing the monetary supply by what, 100 million per month?
Yeah, please.
And that's, you know, and you guys have got the reserve currency, so it's not like, you know, every other country is affected by that.
Well, we've got the reserve currency for about another 20 minutes, maybe. I mean, the fact that we're the reserve currency is not going to be much longer for this world. Probably not this year, even.
Nah, they're just pushing it up for the election.
Yeah.
Making everything look pretty.
And then that bubble's got to pop eventually.
Fuck yeah, it does, man. Like, people like over here, like the house, the amount that people pay for houses is just phenomenal. I couldn't, like, if I sold this house, I couldn't buy another house. It would be just, it's crazy. Unless it's a rundown dump that I have to jam in another $100,000 to get it up and running.
Yeah, the market around here has gone crazy. I'm glad that we got this house when we did, because the price has skyrocketed since then.
Yeah, 100%.
And now we're having a war on our block, homeowners association HOA battle. It's It's crazy. We have like, I'm not a part of any of it, but we have the Facebook HOA group, and then we have the Facebook non-HOA group for our street. And it's crazy. All the arguing and people saying they're moving now and yada, yada, yada. I told them, don't move into a place that has an HOA. You guys have those out there, Lucas, in Australia?
No, I don't know what that is. We probably do. I don't know.
Small government for your block, where you elect like a couple people and they go around and look at your houses and say, oh, you need to mow your lawn more, and you need to trim this, and you need to do this to you, and you need to do that. And they set like rules and regulations for your block.
Holy shit. So they're like tattletales.
It's like a private government is what it is. Yeah. Just for your neighborhood.
It's a bunch of assholes in charge of that shit.
Exactly.
Absolutely, there are.
And if you don't pay them, they can put a lien on your house. So they charge you a yearly fee, your homeowners association dues. And if you don't pay them, then they can take your house away.
Yeah, look, that sounds legit.
Right.
You sure it's America anymore or what?
Well, that's been that way for a hot minute. They can put a lien on it. So it's like you can't sell your house until you pay them. Or if you just decide to never sell, they can, I think, actually put a... what goes along with liens? I forget. Where you actually take it and remove it from their possession.
Shit, dude.
It is. Homeowners associations are a fucking scam. That said, I live in a spot where we have one, but it's not terribly strictly enforced, and there's no real regulations out here in the county for the county people to come and do. So people just kind of do whatever the fuck they want, which definitely has its benefits, but if you then want to try to sell your house to go move into another one, you have to deal with reduced property values because people around you don't necessarily take the best care of their property. So, I mean, it's just one of those things you got to deal with. Do you try to fight and protect your property value at the cost of your neighbors, or do you just let the neighbors run amok and you take the financial hit on the cost of and the value of your home? It's a double-edged sword.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sort of understandable in that sort of sense, yeah.
It's just more government, my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I've been contracting for the government for the last week. It's been pretty fucking crazy.
They pay well?
Yeah, they pay. They don't give a shit what we do.
Right. Of course they pay. It's not their money.
Yeah, it's not their money. That's what I was to say to all my the people I'm working with. It's like they don't care. They get paid if they do a good job. They get paid if they do a shit job. Most of the time they do a shit job, and they still get paid, so it doesn't matter. So for us, it's like a holiday, paid holiday.
Like our power company workers here in the States. Up north we had NIPSCO. It was our power and gas company. And one of those jokes that everybody would say, you see 5 guys standing around in a circle and one guy in the middle digging a hole. That's NIPSCO. One guy working.
Yeah.
Standing around watching.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, we done that this week. We had one guy on a blower, blowing some leaves around, and 3 guys watching him. It was great. Usually, like, we're busting our guts doing other stuff, but yeah.
So how's all the
they literally, it wasn't really our fault that we weren't doing anything either. It wasn't like we're being slack because we're used to working. It's fine. It's literally their management of us as contractors. They basically gave us, they said, oh, here's a week's worth of work, and it's 2 days work for us, if that.
Exactly.
Now we could smash it out in 2 days, and we're like, what left? What do you got left for us? And then we're like, where's the manager? No, he's on RDO or holidays or whatever.
Top security.
I don't care.
Yeah, they give you that much time, you take that much time. That's government work.
Yeah, it's fucked, man. It's crazy.
It's not like you're in the private sector where you could go find another job and get that done and get paid more, you know? Nope. They have a set amount they'll give you for a certain amount of time, blah, 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 blah. Yeah,
It wouldn't be so bad if the government stuck to itself, but it comes and infringes on all the private work too.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, cuts other what would be private jobs out because it's doing its own thing, you know, and, you know, private jobs can't compete with endless money. And that's why I like this show, because we can rail against the government because we know they're a corrupt bunch of criminals.
Right.
Yeah, fuck them.
So how is the climate stuff going on over in your country, the laws? I know they're trying to ban motor leaf blowers here. Gas power.
Yeah, legit. That's crazy.
That's their new thing. Everything has to be done with batteries and which I mean
so it's the gas part of it that they're trying to do away with, not with the fucking noise pollution and the ineptitude of how that works and how you can't really do that. None of that. Just the fucking gas. Okay, that makes sense. Fucking hate leaf blowers. Sorry.
Well, I don't know about leaf blowers. I know they're trying to ban vapes, and they're coming through, and they're about to ban the whole lot of it. So, yeah, you can't buy vapes with nicotine in it or anything like that. So, yep. For me, I just think it's like big tobacco is like lost out, and they're lobbying the government. That's what I think is going on. But that's just a guess, obviously.
I wonder where their money's coming from then. Because usually the lobbyists win, and tobacco's got some pretty deep pockets.
Yeah, and they've been in their back pockets for a long time. So, I don't know. I don't know where it's coming from, and, you know, there's no real science behind the whole thing. That's all I got. Like, that's all I know of that they're doing. You know me. I really don't pay that much attention to the ins and outs of things. I sort of hear things after they're said and done.
Wow, I'm looking over this article, and they are keeping the Jeffrey Epstein documents a secret. They're going to remain a secret. And a judge dismissed a lawsuit about it. Whoa. Ruled against the independent, privately owned entertainment company Radar Online. The decision was based on keeping FBI files hidden due to possibly interfering with potential retrial of his longtime associate, Ghislaine Maxwell. Right. Not because all your buddies are on the list. Do you know about this, Lucas?
Not much, man. Explain it to me.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, that dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he pretty much took a bunch of, you know, famous people and politicians. Bill Gates went a bunch of times. Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
Was an actresses, and then
took him to the hood out in the island. Yeah.
Yeah, and then recorded them doing crazy, horrible things to get dirt on them.
Yeah, the old honeypot and the blackmail and all the rest of it.
You know,
they're keeping all that under wraps.
Epstein's Island used to be a stopping point for Disney cruises.
Not shocked. I bet they were doing.
I'm shocked.
At it.
Yeah. Oh, you could come and go snorkeling. Snorkeling, if you hear my hard air quotes there. Snorkeling. on Epstein Island. Crazy. Well, that's it. That's the first segment here of the Ironworks. Freeworld.fm.
Good Lord.
I know, right?
Damn it, that was quick.
It was quick.
Right.
I want to give a shout out to Neo Drifter, who left us a song request in our comments this past week. So this one is for you, Neo Drifter.
Sit, stand, march, jump, sit, stand, march.
And we'll be right back, right after this.
March, jump, sit, stand, march. Mob mentality's overrated. Individuals are melting on the pavement. I need a new body to express how I see things. But today no one should, so we'll see what tonight brings.
We shook the pillars of heaven, didn't we, Wayne?
Jesus, that was a little bit hot. Welcome back. Second half of the first half of the Ironworks. Kicking off right now.
For most people, Friday is just a day before the weekend.
Yep. Truth.
Legit.
I have not watched that movie in a hot minute.
Nor I.
I was thinking about sitting down with Jaron and having him watch it with me. He's never seen it. Told him that's borderline communism.
It definitely is. Before we get deep into it again, real quick, lots of love, healing, protection, just general great thoughts heading your way. Rico there in chat, brother. Going into some surgery this morning. So if you have some extra to spare, send it his way for damn sure.
Much love, Rico. I'll be thinking about you.
Now there's another. Oklahoma State Superintendent requires public schools to teach the Bible. Oh, okay.
So, we kind of glanced over it a few weeks ago or a few days ago when it went by, and I was probably so mentally out of it I didn't really get in it enough. But then Michelle brought it back up a couple of days ago, the whole thing here in Louisiana. That now the classroom has to have the 10 Commandments posted somewhere. Okay, so yeah, I get it that, you want to have your, mind control fully in place. I get that. But how do you explain to a first grader what covet thy neighbors? I mean, how do you even get to that? I don't know. It's just me, I guess.
Did they do
like three of the 10 rules are all about only God is your God? I mean, come on, people. Let's. Anyway, all right, I'm done. I'll stop ranting.
I have fucking issues too. Just with the Bible, as in it's translation after translation after translation, and then you've got it, basically going from this Hebrew sort of ideology into a Greek sort of mindset. So I've done a little bit of research, and if you look at some of the old Hebrew language, it's very sort of literal. It doesn't have words that correspond to abstract words like love and those sort of words that are really abstract. Whereas the words in the old Hebrew were basically very physical. Everything was down to earth. And so when you get it translated from that Greek, from the Hebrew into the Aramaic and then into the Greek, then you get all these different translation problems because some things just didn't make sense when you translate over. And so, we're ending up with, how many times removed? 4 or 5 times removed from the original text. And so you're in some sort of no man's land when you try and read it. I was thinking about learning some of the old Hebrew and getting to understand what that actually meant, but who's got the time, really? But it would be a very interesting subject to get into. And so a lot of these guys have a completely different perspective on what the actual Bible is saying, depending on what language they're actually reading it in. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying there's translation issues.
A good Bible for some of those translations is it's called the Lamsa's Bible. It's the Lamsa's translation from the Peshitta text. And it's really good. It's got a lot of weird translations. I couldn't tell you the actual chapter and verse, but it refers to about it being easier for a rich man or for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to get into heaven. And if you look at the Lamsa's translation, it says easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle. But if you look back at the Peshitta text, it could be translated, instead of camel, it could be a rope. It'd be easier for a rope to pass through the eye of a needle than it would. Now, which one makes more sense? A camel? You would thread a needle with a camel? Or would you try to thread a needle with a rope, like a great big string that isn't going to fit? I think rope makes more sense, but as the way to explain away the weird translation, they said, oh, well, the eye of a needle was an actual place, right? That is now the name of a location. It's called the Eye of a Needle, and it's like so thin you could walk through, you couldn't like take your camel through it or something, and that's what it was referring to, and that just doesn't make any sense. It's like you'd be putting a reference to a Whataburger in the Bible. Well, it's just a specific place that unless you knew about it specifically, then you would have no idea what the fuck we're talking about, and it just doesn't make any sense for a camel to be passing through the eye of a needle. But there's like a whole handful of translation issues like that are pointed out in that Lamsa's Bible. It's a good version.
Yeah, if you'd like,
hadn't heard of that.
The Hebrew, Lucas. I know Karen B and Just Jack do anti-religious scripture study. They call it.
Yeah, I listened to a bit of that. It's interesting.
Well, Hebrew that they're
yeah.
He always goes to Strom's Accordance. A bunch of different things to look through. It's not just like a Bible.
Yeah, they go to the root words and things like that. That's interesting because it even goes back a little bit further than that. Like some of these guys would actually call the modern Hebrew Aramaic, and then the original Hebrew was actually like more like a pictographic, which if you look at the pictographic language, it is really, really interesting, the things that they use, and especially say the symbolism that they would use, say something for an oak tree or an ash tree and a deer had the same sort of word associated to them, and you would think, well, why is a animal associated to a tree? And it's because they represented strength in their respective sort of, environments. Same with like the bull was a symbol of strength, and related to the father and things like that. So there was a lot of correlations that actually, when you get into the actual symbolic meaning of it, makes a lot of sense. And you can see, say, especially for the alpha, the letter A, which was regarded as a bull, has a lot of correspondence to symbolism throughout the world, because that's what I like to do. I like to look at symbolism as a broad topic. It's a little bit like mud flood. You go to different lands and you say, oh, that building's similar to this building, But you can do that with language and symbolism as well. And you can see that there's correspondences everywhere. India has high regards for the bull and the cow and those sort of things, and they, what they represent. And same with the Hebrews and, all these different cultures.
So how's the whole thing, Lucas, how's the whole thing like about the Hebrew letters themselves being the shape of that frequency? Have you looked into all that?
I don't know about much about frequency.
Cymatic resonance.
What do you mean?
The cymatic resonance. If you pronounce it at the right resonance and tone, then it produces the cymatic frequency that shows that particular.
How did they do?
I don't know. Like, my instinct's to call bullshit straight away, because I need more than just one dude coming out and saying that's like, this is one frequency and it means this and that. It's like,
Yeah, I want to learn how to.
The only reason I put any credence into some of that stuff is about 30 years ago, there were these two guys at one of the UFO conferences that I went to, and they had not apparently gotten big enough with their idea and their research to warrant a full speakers setup, so they got paid or whatever. They were just set up in a room kind of off the vendors area there at the convention. And their whole thing at the time, in fact, I think it was actually the convention, Colin Andrews, who was a big crop circle researcher, was there. So because his big crop circle presentation was in the main room, their crop circle presentation didn't get as much attention. And essentially what they had done was take those shapes of the Hebrew alphabet, rendered them in 3D somehow. This was pre-3D printing, so I don't know where they figured out how to do this shit. And they would take them and, like, how you can, like, you're bored in class, so you take your paper clip and you bend it into these weird shapes and you spin it in front of your eyes with your fingers, and it makes these weird shapes in the air. Same idea. They would take these shapes of these Hebrew letters, fucking spin them on the end of their finger, you know, like that, and there would be the shape of the fucking crop circles just kind of appearing in front of you in the air. And I broke my brain. But that was also the convention where I got access to the gateway tapes, and that's where I kind of went down that rabbit hole in the next 4 or 5 years. And looking back now, I can't find those guys anywhere. I've tried to find that research. I've tried to find that idea presented anywhere else, and nothing like that has come along until this recent, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I saw this guy talking, like you said, about this idea, but that's the only place I've really seen it since then. So I don't know. I don't know. Something about frequency and tone and what it does to us and what it does inside us. That's also part of the whole gateway process, is finding those frequencies that hit the third eye, that hit the throat chakra, that hit the heart chakra. So I don't know. Sound is really a big one to me anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like something it's not super concrete, and it's not. I can't really say this way or that way about it. So it's like, obviously it's interesting, but yeah, just to say one frequency, it's a little bit like the 532 hertz thing. It's like, how much healing can that frequency have above something else? It's like, is the C note better than the B note? I get some of the ideas that you can have a better, say, a guitar that's tuned in more in key with itself, has the correct steps, whereas the guitar that we use now, or the piano, is it's not quite evenly stepped to make everything sound just okay with every other note. Because if you used a guitar that was actually tuned perfectly, separated by the exact ratios, then certain notes would sound horrible and others would sound amazing. So it's finding this. Would be hard. Yeah, and some would be just off, and some would be good. So,
well, that's kind of like messing around with equal tuning, or is that what it is? Equal temperament? Is that what that's called? Damn it. I think that is what it is. I have a tuner that does those kind of things, and I messed with it just once, and it sounded horrible. And I went right back to, A440. So.
Yeah, that's right. And it's because they've found the sort of happy medium that is going to work with everything, rather than, this like perfect geometrical or, ratioed guitar or piano or whatever it is. So this is this thing with frequency. It's like, where do you say what one thing's better than the other? So it's always a question of mine. It's like, where do you begin with it? Because frequency is frequency. It's either higher or lower pitch and those sort of things. So if you know, fill me in.
Yeah, I found an article right here. It actually shows the pictures, and it'll give you the information on, it does like our alphabet, and shows when you say our letters what it looks like when you collapse the waveform. And then it goes into the Hebrew letters, and it's kind of eerie seeing it. Like, how did they do this? I'll drop it.
Drop that link. Yeah.
There's a lot of similarity between the amount of sounds our mouth can make as well. So it depends on the language. I'm sure there would be connections between all languages just by how we say certain words, or the actual sounds, the amount of sounds that our mouth can produce.
Yeah, this one kind of broke my brain when Jack showed this to me back in the day. It really doesn't surprise me. We can do this today with our letters. We figured it out with our technology we have years ago, 20, 30 years ago or whatever. So it doesn't shock me that there was this type of technology back then. With the giant structures that they've built and all these magnificent things that they keep trying to hide from us about our history. Yeah, it doesn't shock me that they had this type of knowledge at some time. So yeah, it's just so weird because when you go and look at the ancient and the paleo text, the letters, and then you look at modern Hebrew, there's not a whole lot of similarities in the letters. I mean, from ancient to paleo, they're both kind of pictographs, if you would, kind of like the ancient Egyptian.
Yeah, that's what gets me with the stuff that I look at sort of like I guess you call it, under the guise of, quotation marks, mud flood stuff, and you're looking at, an alternate history in a sense there, and then you're looking at these languages and you can actually see somewhat of a progression through. And it's like, I'm trying to deal with, this idea of linear progression of a movement from, civilizations that come before that were sort of, not as advanced as us, and then you got this alternate timeline type of stuff going on with the mud flood, which seems to be they're at a higher level than us in a lot of ways, especially architecture, and so I'm still trying to wrap my head around how, these two ideas are actually going to intermingle, and I'm sort of, I guess it's one thing I'm waiting for a lot of these channels and people, researchers and stuff, to actually start to form a better timeline of what happened, but it doesn't seem to be happening at all. Does that make sense? Am I talking smack?
No, not at all. And that's one thing I keep going back to, but I kind of, I guess, lean the other way maybe because of the fact that so much of what we go by, what we know, quote unquote, has been fed to us. The idea that we're the advanced, amazing, evolution step at this point. We've gotten so far beyond fish with legs and all this bullshit. That idea really makes me go, maybe we were way more advanced, a lot more further back, and yet still recent than we thought. I don't know. I bounce back and forth, man. On the one hand, I go, well, damn, that shit looks like something we could not even do ever, let alone today, let alone keep it going. And then you find like plans, or you find building pictures, or you know what I'm saying? So there's always, you got to dig deep. You can't just take face value of somebody else's fucking YouTube video anymore unless you want to.
Yeah, that's right.
Get fussed out online.
Yeah. No, it's just like, and some of it's like you can understand pretty easily. They say pyramids and stuff. To me, it's just like they had a better way of pouring concrete that wasn't concrete. It was just, sandstone or whatever it is.
Well, hell, watching that guy do the water in the Nile and the floating the bricks and the whole floating it up, that to me was a genius idea and worked perfectly. It didn't have to be floating, UFO rocks.
Yeah, but it's also like just the same as pouring concrete as well. All you need is a box to make a big, and just move it in small amounts and pour it in. So it still leaves a question of who's collecting all the stuff and pouring the concrete, if you like, the sandstone concrete or whatever. They just knew a way of making granite or and which Paul Cook done a few good videos of that, how he was actually made stones, which was really cool. But so to me, it looks like a lot of these buildings, even the outside parts of them were just poured as if they were soft, and then they hardened up, and now we see them as stone. But it still doesn't take away from the intelligence that was there to actually accomplish it, and, those sort of things.
I think it was just like you're talking about, like an advanced type of alchemy. They knew the procedure to take these elements, put them in these conditions, and, they kind of turned to a liquid. Like a liquid pouring granite and then letting it harden. Yeah. It could be.
Yeah, or even the opposite. You got a stone there. I want to transport it, so I put these chemicals with it, and all of a sudden the stone turns to powder or a liquid form, or breaks it down, and then I cart it. I take it to where I need it, and then add this, and it hardens up again.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Because you can't see it done with like horse and cart and those sort of things. It seems ridiculous. But when you put it into context of like people carrying bags of concrete, now it's becomes somewhat real.
Yeah, a possibility.
Yeah.
Carrying these giant stones.
There has to be some reality to what's going on here. It's not, something abnormal. It's just we don't have the right perspective of it.
Yeah, it's like
I was watching a video recently. It was I think it was like color footage of early Paris. And as they just panned around different parts of Paris, different things, like going down the Seine, and you could see the early building of the tower, and just all these different scenes, they would pass through these areas excuse me, where there would be the horse and carriage going by, loaded up, whatever, doing their business. And you notice the wheels and the wooden wheels, and you think about cobblestones, and you think about horse-drawn carriages with wooden wheels going across cobblestones. And then you think how much better that would feel if you were just to lay a little layer of dirt that would kind of fill in those knobbly, bumply areas, smooth it all out, and make it smooth sailing. Just saying. Something that came to me.
So that's going to almost do it for this second half of the first half.
Easy for you to say. Something like that. Yeah, that one flew by too.
Nice.
It's Lucas's fault.
Yeah, I'm keeping it rolling, man. It's Friday night for me, and I've had a few, so.
Well, it's Friday morning, and I've had a few.
Little thing away. I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
That was a good appearance over there on the Melodome, too. I saw you over there hanging out with Austin and them and discussing the sun. That was good shits.
Yeah, man. Fucking...
Damn it. I missed that completely, man. I'm going to have to go back and catch that one. Yeah. Absolutely.
Austin, he got me relaxed. You could tell. By the end of it, I was pretty relaxed about what I was saying.
Cool deal. I'll definitely have to go check it out then.
I was hoping they would get more responses. You're a fuckwit, whatever. Just a little bit of angst back, but nothing. It's just sort of, especially me, having a go at the flat Earth and stuff like that. I'm like, come on, let's razzle these flat earthers. Some of their beliefs and things like that. And I love what Austin's doing, man. Like, he's looking at doing his own research, sticking the camera in the sky and having a look and coming to his own conclusions. And they're fucking shit hot, in my opinion.
Yeah, I love what Austin's doing. Asking, 8 years ago when I was doing this shit, man, I needed somebody with that kind of fire.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, well, it's the right time for him, and there's no stopping you from getting out the camera and having a crack, man. He'd love it.
I've been thinking about getting him back out and taking some shots with him. The sun is active right now, dude. I think I counted 13 sunspots on one of Austin's pictures yesterday that he showed. That's just crazy. Never have I ever. That's a lot of sunspots.
Yeah. And if I had a camera, I'd be doing the same thing. But anyway, those things are not cheap.
Yep.
So, but at least he's like looking at it, and saying, look, the moon's got shadows. And I'm stoked because someone else is saying they're physical. And I've said that all along. They're physical things in the sky, and they operate under basic electrochemistry. And I've always been pointing the finger at electrochemistry. It's like, how do you create energy? There's only one way. Only one way. And if I could find another way, I'd tell you. But I can't. And if someone's able to find a different way of creating energy, let me know. Because as far as I can tell,
up there, he's talking about energy in general. It's all chemical reactions.
fucking oath it is. Electrochemical. It's like positive and negative working together. If there's too much positive, that's going to attract the negative, and you've got a transfer of energy. It's as simple as that. It's just polarity in motion.
Mother Nature trying to equalize things. That's all.
Fucking oath it is. That's all it is. And if you can hold those two, positive and negative, apart, and keep an energy flow, you got the movement of energy. And if you're looking at the sun, it's creating heat and it's creating light. You don't get that out of nowhere. It comes from somewhere, and it has to come from electrochemistry. No two ways about it. There's only one way. And unless you can find something that, goes against that but if you look at nature, trees, how humans work in their body, electrochemical. It's all electrochemical. And that's all I've been saying. And my model may be not quite right. I've changed my mind on a few things and those sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, the basic principles are still there and they're still correct.
And this is all coming, this isn't stuff that we figured out recently. This goes back into ancient texts. I mean, they knew about physics way back when.
It's not new. It's old as hell, man. This is old as. All I'm doing is applying it to a flat Earth and a closed system. That's all I did. I just said, it's just basic stuff that's everywhere. It's used in medicine. It's used in, name it, gardening, whatever it is that you want to use it in. It's used in all the sciences because it's the thing that works.
Yeah, Walter Lewin, great.
Yeah, go ahead.
Will talk at the beginning of his 802 Electricity and Magnetism lecture course. And he just talks about how without electricity, like nothing would happen. You wouldn't see, you wouldn't hear, you wouldn't taste, you wouldn't be able to move your arms, like nothing. Everything is a chemical reaction.
Everything. And so, you look up what are the sources of heat or something like that. And I did that the other day. I'm like, and they go, the sun, or they go friction and things like that. Well, if you want friction, you have to have energy input somewhere to create that friction. Yeah. And nearly everything they listed was either, they go electrochemical, but they had a separate one from electricity. I'm like, you can't separate the two. They are you have to have a galvanic cell or a battery of some sort to create the electricity that you're using to create the friction or to create the energy. Everything is derived from a chemical reaction, first and foremost.
I was eating some cherries yesterday. And electricity disperses in heat, sound, and light.
Yep.
So when I'm biting into that cherry and I can hear the flesh ripping apart and stuff like that, is that an electric reaction happening because it's making a sound?
Yeah, well, you're inputting energy by biting.
Yeah. So that's
everything's like
my
yeah. Because it has energy that has been created into creating that, it's skin of the cherry, right? Which is like the harder things get, is the more dense they are, the more interlocked the positive and negatives are, right? And the denser the positive and negatives are, then you're breaking that and ripping that apart with the energy you're putting in from your body to get the energy out of that cherry.
Because we didn't have cell phones growing up, we did things like this. So if you take a wintergreen lifesaver, go into a dark room with a mirror, turn off that light, give your eyes time to adjust to the darkness. With an open lipped, bite down hard on that fucking piece of wintergreen candy, it will spark visibly in the mirror. If you've never done it, you're welcome.
Yeah, I remember that. Well, I did it.
Right? There you go, Craig.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Piezoelectricity right there. That's crystal releasing energy because of a force applied to them. You're changing crystalline structure a little bit, and it's offsetting the, the positive negative within that crystal. So it creates a little charge at the end of it.
Which is creating like a massive friction inside the structure itself.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're going to get heat and light. So really friction is one of the main carriers of heat and light. Yeah.
When you look at it that way. So cold is just the absence of that heat and light.
Yep.
Is that how you see it too, Luke?
Yeah, well, when you get to colder temperatures, what happens is everything starts to harden and crystallize. There is less and less motion.
Yeah, it's almost like Mother Nature starts to almost win. Things start to equal out, forming those perfect crystal lattice structures that the potential is even throughout it.
Yeah, well, it has to be because there's no real movement going on. Even if they're positive and negative, in some sense, there's no real jarring against each other to move against each other. There's no real movement happening, so you're slowing down the movement. Whereas you get things in higher energy states, I mean, like plasmas and things like that. I mean, there's a hell of a lot of energy and a hell of a lot of movement. Hell of a lot of interactions.
Do you ever look around this place? Because you spend a lot of time outside, Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
And just see like nature doing its thing, like the bee going up to the flower and grabbing the pollen and then going to another flower, and hey, those two flowers just had sex with that bee.
I'm always like, how's the flower know there's a bee? You know what I mean? And then it's like, yeah, okay. Things just didn't turn up. There had to be something that knew that there was a flower, and knew that there was a bee, and knew that those two things can interact. And it always points to a creator.
Yeah, who taught the first bee to gather the pollen?
It's always an underlying intelligence that rules the whole lot,
So beautifully designed, too. I don't see any waste anywhere. From the fly to the worm to the bear that kills the deer, then leaves this laying there, then the birds come up and finish off some, and then the worms and the flies get the rest. And actually looking at a piece of dog poop in the neighbor's yard, and it had like 100 flies on it. And that's the first thing that came to mind is this place is amazing. You don't have to do nothing. It'll just take care of itself and clean it. That dog poop will be gone in a week or two, like it was never even there.
Yeah. It's just
do anything.
Something snack. Yeah.
Such a beautiful design. Self-sustaining system.
Yeah.
Have you been doing any engineering lately?
Me? No. Just working. And I'm hoping to get a new shed soon, so that's when my engineering will begin. So I'll have an actual space to put things in, and I'm hoping my first big investment will be a metal lathe of some description. So that's been my goal for a fair while now. So get that, and then do some more stuff with the Geet engine and build some things. That's my aim. Yeah. So work with those plasmas and see what I can do. Go off grid if I can.
I bet it's possible.
Yeah, yeah, I reckon it is.
No, I wouldn't go around showing people how you do it. That tends to get people in trouble. Australia, and he wasn't.
Nah, man. Look, if I work out how to make energy like a really efficient engine and do it like really cool, I'm showing everyone, and I'm doing it all at once, so so everyone's got it all at once, and they won't know who.
You got to share it with everybody. Send it to every email on Earth. Here you go.
Yeah. Just spam it. Here's your PDF. How to do it. Nah, fuck it. If you were going to go out, that's how you'd go out, though. Hey, this is the dude who, help the world progress in some way. Fuck it.
Yeah, I still see the engine taking off one day.
Hey, say again.
The Geet engine, Geet.
Yeah.
The one you built.
Yeah.
Take off. That design will take off one day.
Yeah, I think so. I think it just needs refining. There's a few elements that I've found with it. It just don't make it quite good enough. But I've got some pretty good ideas, and I've taken some ideas from other places. And if you join them together and show people how to build it, I think it'd be a winning combination.
Yeah. That's all it takes.
And I don't think plasma's that hard to understand either. Like, I've been trying to explain it to people, but, it's just like you need a few elements. You need a magnetic field, you need heat, and you need a low, a vacuum of just some description, not even a vacuum, a low pressure system. And it's, I think it's quite a simple process, especially when you're putting it in the context of, how to create a magnetic field. Pretty easy. How to create a low pressure system? Well, that does it with the piston in the engine. And then heat from the engine and that sort of thing. So whoever, the guy who invented it, I think he's a pretty amazing dude. He had some sort of knowledge, that's for sure.
Well, Lucas, what about electrical arcs? Are those plasma?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, is it, moving the gases into the next state, which is highly energized gases, usually in a low pressure system. But if you have enough of a magnetic field, yeah, it'll be plasma. I think so.
It's just a very short-lived plasma usually. Like it discharges and then it's done. Whereas, like what Lucas is talking about, like when I take the little tube of the different gases and put it near the Tesla coil, they light up and they stay lit up.
Yeah.
Like discharge and then it has to rebuild back up. It's just a constant interaction of the gases bumping into each other or whatever's going on.
Well, they have to get to a next energy state to overcome where they're at, in a sense. And so, yeah. I think welding is pretty much a plasma as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Welding's.
And that's an arc between, your positive and negative. Basically, it's just energy transferal.
Oh yeah, it's all electricity. You got to know a little bit about electricity if you're going to weld. When I never knew, that there was a negative wire that you actually clamp onto the project you're welding, because it has to have a way to get back down there, or else it's going to go into you.
Yeah, you have to complete the circuit.
Yeah,
100%. It's exactly the same as a light bulb.
Yeah, welding's fun. It's really neat taking two pieces of metal and making them into one. You ain't getting back apart unless you cut it.
I will be the first to actually confess that I am absolutely fuck all when it comes to welding. I cannot see through the melt. I cannot weld.
I've only done a little bit of it, and I'm not great. Let's face it.
Yeah, I'm not great either. No, if there was something that was serious, like welding onto the frame of a truck or something like that, I would try to be like, oh, I'll do that. Yeah. Somebody with a little more experience do that. Or you need something for an experiment, you need this rod connected to this over here or something like that. I got that. I'll do that all day long. But no, something that's supporting you riding around doing 50 miles an hour plus, no, I'm not going to do all that for you. Not enough faith in myself and my welding capabilities. Oh, man.
I thought we were having a break. What happened to the break?
Well, about 16 minutes ago, we thought that'd be a good idea.
Oh, we didn't
You have them when you feel like it, or what?
We try to do them on a half hour, but yeah, basically whenever we don't have to take any if we didn't want to. So I mean, they're all whenever we feel.
Do
like
whatever you want on this channel.
Fucking A.
Awesome.
That's right, baby.
We don't have the shackles and chains like before where the commercials just come in.
Yeah. Sweet.
Shackles nor the shekels.
Truth.
Yeah, you guys got to get a hat to hand around or something.
I mean, we got a Patreon. We have some patrons that keep us going. They give us some dollars every month, which we definitely appreciate. There's a way to support us if you so choose.
Yeah, I would be silly. More than anything, you guys definitely rock. Y'all keep us going. We appreciate it.
Yeah, well, people can buy my app if they want to support me. Fucking just buy it.
How is the feedback you're getting?
I haven't really received much.
Yeah, it's a hard topic to sell to people unless they're really into, time.
I seem to be selling a lot of fucking hard topics, my man. That's just me. Go up to some stranger. Hey, you want to learn about a hard topic? Might take you fucking 2 hours to learn, and you'll have to listen to me for fucking all that time. But to me, it was something cool and simple and a bit of a passion, as you know. But maybe, I still have there's like a little candle that's full of faith in humanity that someone might get it and see the potential and run with it.
Hell yeah. Sometimes you just gotta live your life like a candle in the wind.
Fucking hell.
I was just waiting for somebody to break out into song.
Yeah, but you know what's better
set
than
'em up,
one
fuck.
candle in the wind? 5,000 candles in the wind.
Was that South Park who did that?
No, that was Andy's jam on Parks and Recreation.
Right, 5,000 candles in the wind. Yep. He played such a good, stupid person. Such a good, stupid person. He did a good an outlaw, kinda. In the Magnificent Seven, did you see the remake of that? No?
Yeah, I thought he was good in that too, Jack.
I don't think I did, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I think I remember it going by and just missed it.
Yeah, his last name in that one was Faraday.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a badass in that.
Yeah, he did really well in that. Playing a cowboy.
Yep.
Gambler cowboy type, like a Doc Holliday type.
Yeah, it's a cool movie. Good movie.
Denzel's in it.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah.
One of my favorite actors of all time, Denzel Washington.
The Hawk. Yeah.
Yeah, I like me some Denzel for damn sure.
Yeah, I was thinking so.
Who's your go? Do you even have time to watch movies, Lucas?
No. I've been playing the Switch lately. I've been playing like Hogwarts Legacy. I bought it for my daughter, and I'm like, oh, this game's pretty good.
Said, F her, this is mine.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm level 22. I'll tell you what to do.
I'll beat her little ass. Fucking noob.
So, yeah, I watch some movies occasionally, you know. One of my all-time favorites is Count of Monte Cristo, the second one, you know, the newer one, which isn't that new now.
The one
Is
with
it good?
Jim Caviezel?
I don't know, the actors, man.
That's correct.
Is it?
Such a good movie.
Is it like 20 years old now, Lucas, that Count of Monte Cristo?
Yeah, probably, but it was there's like a really old one, and then there's like a newer version of it, I think.
There's like a
version.
Yeah, the newer version is really good. It's the one with Jim Caviezel. There's several people in it that you would recognize, but I really enjoyed that version too.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite character in that story?
Oh, unlike the main character. I just like him going through all those different phases of his life and, you know, trying to get his revenge and all those sort of things.
He meets in prison.
Yeah, the prisoner.
Yeah. Yeah, he was cool.
Favorite character? Around.
I'm a priest, not a saint.
Yeah.
It like rings true with me, you know, or whatever. You know.
I'm a priest, not a saint.
Yeah.
Yeah, great story. Just a great story. Revenge.
And like, you know, shows you the power of knowledge and, you know, a little bit of wealth and a little bit of knowledge, it can go a long way, you know.
Yeah. God, I haven't seen that one in a long time. I've been trying to find movies for Jaron to watch. He's not too into movies. I can get him to sit and watch maybe a half hour, 45 minutes, and then inspiration hits and he's got to run to his computer and type crazy symbols into it.
How old is he?
He's going to be 21 here soon.
Oh, okay. He's young then. Huh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How about
cool,
Master and Commander? That's a good throwback.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, yeah. It's a great movie. Master and Commander. And Lord of War.
Lord of War?
Nicolas Cage.
Yep.
About the gun runner. Yeah, that's based on a true story.
Both of them are.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
A lot of
Garrett
money. Even I mean, look at all the... There's not many gun manufacturers out there that are hurting in the pocket. We'll just say that. If you can get to that level to where you're making firearms and it's a reliable, you know, it's not going to jam every time you go to shoot it or whatnot, you're probably doing pretty well. The world over. It's not just in this country, anywhere.
I was going to take a gunsmithing class back in the day, and I wish I would have now so bad.
Yeah, it's a profession you're never going to be short of work.
Yeah, right.
I shot a pistol the other day. Wasn't that long ago. That was my first time.
Yeah, how'd you like
It's
that?
only a 22. Yeah, it was good fun.
Yeah.
Shooting targets and stuff.
It's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fun. You know.
It's relaxing to me.
It's even more fun when you break out the shotguns.
I like the smell, you know.
Oh, yeah.
The smell of fireworks and stuff like that. I just love it.
Known for after I unload the shotgun, I'll, you know, breach the chamber again, like it's getting ready to load another one, and just leave it open and then take a big sniff. Yep.
What is the quote from Apocalypse Now?
I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Smells like victory.
It's so weird, but it's
Having the guy
I don't
surfing
know
out
what napalm smells like.
going off and shit. He's out there surfing. Takes the beach because it has a good surf. Charlie doesn't deserve that beach.
And I think they said that's where they just like let Dennis Hopper go. That's like the one movie where Dennis Hopper doesn't do a bit of acting in it. That is Dennis Hopper. They just said, be yourself. And he did.
Yeah, it's weird. You go back and watch that movie, you see Harrison Ford in it, and he's just like this little small part. You don't see many movies where Harrison Ford is not the lead role, you know?
He was also in that American Graffiti. And he was young. And
Graffiti.
Yeah. George Lucas' first movie. I think it was his first or second. Never saw it. Zack?
I may have. I've seen so many movies now.
Yeah.
You would remember it.
Wasn't
it was a car movie?
Yeah, hot rod on the strip. Pull up.
No. So do we have a song? Are we going to take a break this time?
We've got a song. I've got to take a break. I'm going to need coffee refill. There was only so much I could do whilst you all were talking.
Well, if you needed to put 2 songs in, there's a couple above, so just take your time, good sir. We did skip your break. I thought about that about a quarter after, like, oh shit, Josh ain't gonna be able to get ready.
Yeah. So we'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. And we still got a few minutes before we even have to think about it, unless you want to take one a little early. I didn't see that there were others. I just grabbed that first one that I saw.
Why don't you take it early and play 2 songs, Josh?
Whatever. I can keep talking. Just say when.
No, we can break a little early just for shits and giggles. We'll play a few songs because it's Friday.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. We ain't got no strings. Ain't no strings on us. Not a single one. I love it.
Freedom of speech, motherfucker. Okay. Something for the kids. Step in the club smoothly with the L in my hand. Bitches know that I'm a freak, like the Elephant Man. Intelligent plans, fuck a record deal. I want development land with my benevolent clan. And that's the reason that I only trust my fam. 40,000 records sold, 400 grand. Fuck a middleman, I won't pay anyone else. I'll bootleg it and sell it to the streets myself. I'd rather be that than signed and stuck on a shelf. And because of this, executives try to diss me. Racism frozen in time like Walt Disney. And now they say they want to get me signed to the majors. If I switch up my politics and change my behavior, trying to tell me what the rhyme about over the beat. Bitch niggas that never spent a day in the street. But I repeat that, nobody can hold my reins. I put the truth on tracks, nigga, simple and plain. I guess to America, I'm a disaster. A slave that was destined to own his masters. Independent in every single sense of the word. I say what I want, you fucking little sensitive herb. This is America. I thought we had freedom of speech, but now you wanna try to control the way that I speak. And O'Reilly, you think you a patriot? Yeah, right. You ain't nothing but a motherfucking racist bitch. Full of hatred, pressing a button, trying to eject me. But I don't got no motherfucking deal with Pepsi. No corporate sponsor telling me what to do. Asking me to tone it down during the interview. Trying to minimize the issue, but I'm keeping it large. I love the place I live, but I hate the people in charge. Speaking is hard when you got strings attached, so I'ma say it for you, cause I don't got none of that. And if you didn't understand what I spit at your brain, hey yo son, let this little nigga explain. Come on, son, y'all niggas know the way that I do. ImmortalTechnique.com live for you. And I know sometimes it be making you nervous, the way I smash puppet rappers that belong in a circus. You motherfuckers just can't compare. Looking for a fan base that's no longer there. I know that you're scared and you're hiding up in the cut, but this is freedom of speech, nigga. Tell them what's up. Word, nigga. Fuck John Ashcroft. Nigga, fuck Fox News. Fuck those snake-ass bitches trying to manipulate your opinion, telling you what to think. Word the fuck up, nigga. Like we invaded niggas cause we wanna free them. You racist motherfucker. You don't give a shit about those people. You can suck my dick. Relax, Tech, relax. Another rum and coke at the bar, nigga. It's my day off. Word up. Fuck. For the kids. For the kids. Beat bandits.
You play, you twisted a little game, but I know in a way you need to complicate. Believe that though we never eat, we still know how to feed, we still know how to bleed. Sugar, I'm developed to taste for you. 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 Keep you in the room, barely let you move, but show me what you do. Tonight, we're second guessed again. Let me wrap the chains, addicted to the pain. Sugar, I'm developed to taste for you. Sugar, I'm developed to taste for you. Sugar, I'm developed to taste for you. Sugar,
Tell him what it is, hit him with the manifesto. When I write, every pen strokes like a fresco that is sprawled on the walls of your mental. You ain't get the memo? Shit. Better checkmate, cause I'm making moves like a chess pro. Free my mind like En Vogue, cause I'm a fucking Hail Mary that is caught in the end zone. No strings attached from the get-go. I'm real boy like the wish of Geppetto. Shit, man, I was born a rebel. Been playing this game way before Nintendo. Ever since I could record a demo. Making a mic out of a corded headphone. Got bars locked down with the record and released to make a big from the pen like Gordon Gecko. When the beat baits me with Norman's MO, I killed that bitch with a Jordan-esque flow. And it's short as echo. Right around the planet quicker than a fucking Saurus echoes. We keep getting louder like more crescendos. The hands of the crowd are now horns of devils. I'm amped now, never had doubts, never back down. Charge the track so hard it's a blackout.
As we flow, we are high and out of space. If you're hip to the code, we gon' fly the fuck away. This that shit that you know, got you wildin' off your face. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yo, one life to live, one love to give. You know we got it sorted. 2 hands to build, oh man that's real. You know that's fucking gorgeous. Every second is precious, and life is but a dance. So here's your chance to tear the fucking roof off.
Big Mac is in beast mode. It's B&E and my team glows. I stay up just to make love to that paintbrush and give them heat strokes. I'm a speedboat down a ski slope, sipping miso, popping weed smoke. All G'd up, cause how V'd up's that one with a candy apple green coke. As far as dreams go, I'm sweet, bro. My fam is all I need, Joe. I'ma stick it in your brain just to fuck with your cerebral. On cloud 9 till my fleet floats. I got kilos of that free hope. It's Friday and in my brain I don't give a fuck about no Debo. Let me tell you about my stilo. I'm like Neo versus Magneto, having lightning fights at frightening heights on the top of Jesus in Rio. I'm Han Solo mixed with CeeLo, smoke Greedo on the D-Lo. And when Macca spits, I'm immaculate, cause I can decode the human genome.
As we drift, as we flow, we are high and out of space. If you're hip to the code, we gon' fly the fuck away. This that shit that you know, got you wildin' off your face. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yo, one life to live, one love to give. You know we got it sorted. 2 hands to build, oh man that's real. You know that's fucking gorgeous. Every second is precious, and life is but a dance. So here's your chance to tear the fucking roof off.
Sad violin is when it's all their violas. Mad like a hippie when you stole their granola. In the desert looking for a cold cherry cola. Life's hard like a cold areola. My thoughts tend to do hand grenade harm. I think, therefore I amputate arms. I'm not always a man with great charm, but I'll be the leader of State Farm. I'm dedicated to get a better like methods. Are dedicated to finding methods to get it faded. Defecated on microphones in every state in the land. So I better be scrubbing up before you're shaking my hand and making a stand. Put me in a jam and handcuffs. Scram when I break my handcuffs. And I will shake every snake, every soft fake motherfucker off like flakes and dandruff. They use my back as a staircase. I get up in their face. I give them a rare taste. A genuine bear mace. If you're on the airspace, I'm shooting you down. If you think I kick it surgically, removing the crown, I'm moving around. I have some trouble choosing the town, cause when I move, I never lose any ground. At any given moment, it's hard to really tell in what city it's wealth. I mean, you feel like banging my head in the Liberty Bell. But sitting in Brooklyn are hard boulevards if you're looking hard. Wasky and B&E never caught. Be a scene where the rookies are. Luke Skywalker, any hand caught in the cookie jar. Out of the days before me, gonna go in a blaze of glory. Savor the faces, the crazy, insane, and then tell an amazing story.
Yeah, B&E and Wasky, from one geezer to another. Legend.
Well, ultimate callback there. Watsky was actually the first song that I played this morning with Hercules, and I believe is, based on a true story. Sort of where he got money to do his first album came from the family money, that the generational wealth that was earned through DuPont and Hercules and the series of companies, and that was sort of the whole story of the company of Hercules and how it became DuPont and how he got his money and all that good shit. Just a little interesting song from Watsky. And then that last song was Bliss and Esso and Watsky that had a nice Pinocchio reference. It had a nice reference of it being Friday. So good callbacks all around. Welcome back to the Ironworks on freeworld.fm. Little 3-song break there. Nice, good long one.
Yeah.
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 So did you guys see Tractor Supply's debacle they had?
I heard something about it.
I missed it. What?
Their Bud Light moment?
For about 2 days. Tractor Supply Company. You're talking about rural farmers is your base. I don't know if you guys have one of these out there, Lucas, but it's pretty much like what it sounds, Tractor Supply. You can go buy your chicks there. You can go buy feed for animal. You can buy, you know, clothes for working on the farm, all the Carhartt, tough, rugged type stuff. Then they have tools and pieces and just stuff like that. It's like a farmer outlet store.
We sort of do. Yeah, we have like rural supplies, I guess, but they don't have like tractors usually. It's more just the smaller stuff. We have big tractor suppliers out here. It's all farming out here, as you probably know.
But they decided to go woke and have a DEI, this and that, and all this stuff. And their stock dropped $2 billion, like in 2 days.
Yeah, legit.
And then they put out a statement.
Rainbow-colored tractors or what?
Yeah, exactly. They put out a statement. It only took like 4 days that they're dropping. They fired the DEI, like the whole program is gone. It's not a part of Tractor Supply anymore. They're not turning over information to somebody, one of those groups that, you know, does the DEI information. Yeah, they're...
So they're like tractor hitches that have 2 male ends instead of a male-female, so it doesn't work anymore.
I was thinking, you know how many companies have done...
Subtle as a gun, man.
Yeah. After Bud Light debacle, it's almost like this is a good way to drop the stocks so you can go and buy a bunch of it at a much cheaper rate. Does that sound crazy?
No. Not if you're the CEO.
Exactly. If you wanted to own more of the company and you want to get people to sell their stock, go woke a week. Let the stock tumble down and then do a backtrack. And it's not like they just said, oh, okay, we're going to slow down. No, they like kiboshed the whole thing. So their stock shot right back up. It's crazy. But isn't that like a great scheme for getting cheap stocks? If you're like corporate America, I mean, it's all owned by what, a few.
It's got to be a fairly. It's a bit of a risk though. You have to make sure it's a calculated risk.
Yeah, but I think their end goal. I mean, they own all of it. You know, Vanguard, BlackRock, the name of that other one. But like it's
that's the big two, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. But really, it's not even money that they're thinking about. I think it's just, like I said, taking money out. Because if you own stock in Tractor Supply, you're a farmer, and you got, you know, so many shares of Tractor Supply and this and that, and then they do that. It only took 2 days, and it dropped $2 billion, so the stock price already dropped. What are you going to do as one of those farmers out there? I'm getting rid of this garbage company, blah, 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 never buying anything from them again. Make a rash decision, sell it. And then 2 days later, after you sold it to the bajillionaires, the stock goes right back up to where it was. And you just lost out on a whole bunch of money. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see a company doing this anymore as a way to make money. It has not worked for any of these companies who've done these programs like this. So after the whole budget,
I don't think the people that implement it have any awareness of, you know, economics, to tell you the truth. They're sort of got a one-track mind. So
yeah,
you could see it as a conspiracy to make money, or you could see it as a bunch of fucking idiots calling the shots. And then someone goes, that's not working.
Yeah, head should roll, though. Stock price drops $2 billion in 2 days. Bud Light lost like $30 billion or something like that.
Yeah, there's got to be some green-haired woman in there, like, saying, there, let's try this.
Let's do this one now. Yeah, it just baffles me. Like, you've seen it happen now, time and again. Disney stock just dropping with all their nonsense. But, like, there's been a few companies. What's the outdoor?
But the aim of the game isn't to make money at this point because they've, these companies and it's all bought and owned and all the rest of it. Like the aim of the game is divide and conquer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I try
split the people up.
Do that. He has. I won't say he has arrangement syndrome, but he shows signs of it. It's like, dude, this is the show. Stop giving your emotional energy to this content. And yeah, he can't see past it yet. It's like, don't you remember Hillary and Trump fighting and arguing and
yeah.
They're going to jail, and then after it was all done, they're sitting
going to jail.
at the table, eating and laughing and drinking together. It's like they're not even hiding it anymore. Wake up.
Yeah, it's a selection, man. It's not a.
Yeah.
It's already said and done before any debate or whatever else they're going to throw. It's the Fed owns everything. It's the people that print the money. It's what it is. It's a theft-based system. I don't know how many times I've said the same thing, but it's a theft-based system. And when you have a system that's based on theft, you have criminals running the show. It's as simple as that. And not until the actual system changes in a monetary sense will anything change. It's just going to progressively get worse, which it has been. So, and there's no revolution. There's no people going to all of a sudden wake up to the fact that the money in their wallets is monopoly money, not real. There's no revolution. And this thing just comes to a crashing halt whenever it does.
Well, yeah, every time somebody tries to make a real monetary system based on like a gold standard or something like that, our military fires up the machines and goes over there and wipes them out.
Yeah, well, military is just, that's how you get more money into the system, through the military. So the more money they print, the more power they have. It's as simple as that. But at some point, the people are get so crushed that they no longer can support the system. And it's really about that. It's not a revolution of any description. It's more like the people are so crushed that they just can't, work with it in any sort of form. And I think that's what will eventually break it. And then you have to go back to what is actually real, dealing with real objects and dealing with real people and real food and all the rest of it at some point. Who knows when it is? I've been expecting a crash for like 10, 15 years. Nothing.
And now I can't believe it's going.
It just keeps going and going and going.
2008, I was starting to prepare.
Yeah.
6 years ago now. That's insane.
Yeah.
How much stress I've had over the years from thinking there's a crash and trying to prepare and getting ready as fast as I can.
Some of us were going crazy
building
in
a farm.
99, actually.
Yeah, like fucking.
Well, how many?
It's a burden to put on yourself,
How many generations throughout history, whatever that may be, do you reckon had it so nice that nobody thought that this was it? This was the end. Surely society's collapsed. Surely this is the end of the world. Surely this is... I think there's been doomsday naysayers for as long as there's been people.
So what are you saying? It's like Jesus is coming back type thing?
Or the dollar's going to collapse type thing. I think
it's the same thing. Damn it, I'm in my own little cult that I've created.
Yeah. I think the incrementalism is so ingrained that you don't even really notice. Like, this is why nobody did fuck all about having to mask up and social distance and stay in their fucking house. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Come on, man, that was a fucking wake-up call to even us. The level at which people are at. Wow, it was for me. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? People believe this? I still can't get over it. That many people strapping on a fucking mask for something they've never even seen.
And I don't even necessarily believe it's that they had to strap on the mask. It's that they were forced to do it. That the government came in and told people, look, you have to do this. This is just, we're going to put pressure on the corporations until the corporations put enough pressure on you that you do what the government says. As if that's not fucking some twisted flavor of fascism. But nobody did fuck all. Nobody did a goddamn thing.
No one.
They talked about it. They hooted and hollered for a while. But eventually they just complied and just went along. Yeah, good luck with the Civil War.
China, no mandate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did say no a few times, and that was in Denver. A cop at the grocery store at like 5 a.m, right when it opened, I would go, so I wouldn't have to deal with shit like that. And yeah, I'd just tell her no. No. I think I told her one time I have a medical exemption. I was like, yeah, that's why I come this early in the morning, so I don't have to, hear it from all the people. They never stop.
We've all got PTSD of it. I'm going to change the subject a little bit because it's been on my mind a little while now. It's like, how do you guys think flat Earth is actually going? Because I think it is spiraling bad. It is just not going anywhere.
I'll disagree a little bit. More people now. Are we advancing in our knowledge of this place? No. That's like I've said this 100 times. That's going to take actual funding, like not, crowdsourcing from other flat earthers, but like government funding, doing actual, big.
Yeah, I understand that, but we're also like, there's just so many things out there that you've gone from flat Earth and saying, yeah, okay, it's flat. These are the things we can measure, and then it's gone, okay, that's fine. The rest of the stuff we don't actually know. Now it's like, oh yeah, we've got flat Earth. We see too far, and now let's mix it with some bullshit that we don't actually know, and let's spread it around. Like lands beyond Antarctica, or whatever it is.
Yeah, you're always gonna have that. Where there's the unknown, people are gonna make definitive statements about, the unknown. Which
yeah, but it's like, how far out do you want to get? Do you want to go back to a flat Earth? It's like almost like bringing in globy bullshit with the flat Earth. It's like where are we standing?
For any of that, I'm for saying we don't know. Period. We can speculate all you want, but anything after this point is all speculation. Nobody actually knows. That's how I look at it. Same thing with the sky. We can't go up there and touch them. We don't know.
Yeah, you can make scientific inferences that are pretty good.
Yeah.
But you can't. Yeah, obviously you can't go and touch them and that sort of stuff. But
yeah, we can't. We don't know the distances. We don't know how it's been done. All that kind of stuff. It'd be great. But I think that's one of the lessons of this place is you don't get to know everything.
And it's like the plasma moon is another big one. It's like, why are people saying this? I mean, do they not go on to like a simple Google research, look at it or whatever, and say, what is a plasma? Or moon maps and things like that. It's just like, what the fuck's going on?
That's actual research, and they had to say there's not a lot of people out there that do the research.
Yeah, and I think these people that don't do the research are starting to get a louder voice than people that would otherwise do the research, or maybe they've sort of disappeared because it's so crushed in sort of its ability to get out there. you know.
Yeah, I think more.
Is there something going on as well? You know, I always, there's a little bit of a conspiracy mind, and is there, you know, say with this, the 24-hour sun in Antarctica, it seems like something that's come in that's creating it's almost like a red herring, and it just creates drama and, you know, it's almost stirring the pot because they don't actually want Flat Earth to progress in any serious way, so they just come in and, you know, derail it and send little red herrings and different ideas that may put people off of actually, you know, seeing things in a different way. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, this is why they make ridiculous like chemtrail claims. This is why people say birds aren't real. This is why people say Australia doesn't exist. That's the whole fucking point of all that bullshit, is just to deflect away from what's really being said and to guide the conversation into a way that makes anybody that even starts that conversation look ridiculous.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on, you know, in a lot of ways, you know, in heaps of ways. And, you know, a lot of flat earthers are just taking everything in and running with it, you know what I mean?
And there's a certain amount of progression, I think, in so much that Alex Jones is a progression. You expect to sort of come across Alex Jones information, but then coming out the other side of Alex Jones, be like, all right, well, there's some good information here, but dude's a bit of a whack job, so here's how he presents his information. And so you just got to separate the wheat from the chaff and you know, spit out the bones and keep the meat and all that good stuff. And I think Flat Earth is sort of the same way. It's one thing once you realize, shit, okay, here's what the Flat Earth arguments actually are. And okay, well, I guess that makes sense. And what makes more sense is that this ball Earth that they've been taught makes zero sense. And that's where the focus, I think, needs to be, is we just stop teaching that heliocentric stuff as its fact, and everything else will sort of fall into place there. Once we learn that we can't just start making baseless claims. I think Reperception there in chat, good to see you, by the way, Reperception, that's why people like Kurt Kallenbach or what's his name, Larkin Rose, people like that make fun of flat earthers because they're just so quick to make claims that they can't verify. We'll just say shit. I'm done just listening to my teacher would just say shit and not be able to prove any of it, so I'm done with that. Now I'm going to just say shit that I can't verify and prove.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. There's too much of that. I'm just going to say shit that I can't verify, you know. Yeah. It's just, none of it makes sense because you're dealing with you know, in my mind.
Yeah,
like,
as long as they get clicks, that's all that matters.
Yeah, fucking earth.
Why I ask questions.
Did you guys watch Jaren last night with Illumination, Tomb of Illumination?
Oh fuck! I wouldn't watch that, dude.
Dude, it makes no sense.
Hey Craig, it is time, gents. That is a show. That is the IRONWORX.
Yeah, we got to get out of here, guys. Thank you so much, Craig. Thank you, Lucas, Andrew. Thank y'all for hanging out this morning.
Heck yeah. And thank you all.
Chat. Yeah.
Heck yeah. Everybody out there in chat, thanks for hanging out with us this morning. We really appreciate it. And we will be back here next week, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning, kicking off at 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. Central Time, here on freeworld.fm. This has been the IRONWORX. We love you. Do good. Do well. Be good. Be well. Bye-bye.